Our 10 Things podcast is back for 2022. Let's talk about 10 things you need to do in your home every day to keep things ticking over nicely.
You're listening to the Declutter Hub podcast, bringing you tried and tested, no-nonsense tips and advice from the leading experts in decluttering and organising your home. Now here are your hosts, Ingrid Jansen and Leslie Spellman.
Hello and welcome listeners, I'm Ingrid.
And I'm Leslie.
If you're a brand new listener, thank you so much for being here. And if you don't want to miss our weekly episodes, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out. And if you've been listening in for a while, we appreciate you. Thank you for being here.
So we're excited because we absolutely love our 10 Things podcast. And this is a 10 Things podcast with a difference. Today, we are going to talk about 10 things you need to do in your house to make sure you keep things ticking over, as Ingrid said. And so what are these elusive 10 things and why do we need to do them every day? And when do you do them? Those are the kind of things that we're going to talk about today. So you will all be familiar with our Reset Your Home system that we use at the Declutter Hub, which basically takes us through a cyclical process that goes around and round and round and round and round and never stops, basically. But anyway, that's a little bit depressing to start it off. So it does stop sometimes. You're allowed to have a break sometimes. But it's really important to tackle the day-by-day part of your Reset Your Home system. And that is what today is all about. We want to talk about those resets. Okay, so when we first get up in the morning, it's really important for us to think about non-negotiables. What are the things that we need to do? We've just got up out of bed. Quite often we're a little bit sleepy. We need to do these things every single day, sometimes in a very robotic fashion, to make sure that we kick our day off correctly. And that starts, for me, things might be a little bit different in your house, with resetting my bedroom. So Ingrid, bedroom reset, in a nutshell, what types of things do we need to think about?
First of all, I open my curtains to get some light in. I open my window to get some fresh air in. I air my beds. I kind of pick up any dirty laundry from the floor, maybe some socks or something, get it all in the laundry basket. I kind of do a little bit of a tidy in my bedroom. So then when I come back from being in the bathroom, I can make my bed and everything is kind of looking nice. So it feels like, yeah, the room is done. I can go on and do the next thing.
Now, the jury's out, Ingrid, on whether or not you make your bed straight away or whether you air it. You're an airer. I am not an airer. I prefer to make my bed straight away, but I know a lot of people really do like to go through that airing of the bed in a morning, and that's entirely up to you whether you want to do that. So I'm with you. First of all, for me, before I go downstairs, a lot of people do like the cup of tea first and things like that, but you can reset your bedroom, make your bed, open the window, do what you need to do, put a few things in the laundry basket, Bob's your uncle, off you go. The bedroom is reset and you can move on to the next thing, which is, Ingrid,
resetting the bathroom, because when especially in the morning people leave their toothbrushes lying around, you find empty loo rolls, the toilet seat's up, the towel is on the floor, and it just takes 30 seconds of tidying it up a little bit. And yes, let's be honest, it is probably you who does this because nobody else probably cares. But it is so nice to not have all these little things strewn around, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's really important. And if you keep on top of these things, if you keep on top of that empty shampoo bottle, if you keep on top of that empty loo roll, if you put your towels on the towel rack, if you straighten things up with the toothbrushes and make sure, and give it a little wipe around, it makes you feel so much better when you go back into your bathroom later in the day. That's what this is all about. It's all about a feeling of calm, doing a little bit often. And we are definitely advocates. Before you even go anywhere, reset your bathroom to make it back to the way you want it to be. A reset is basically taking things back to where you want them to be, isn't it? So their most tidy state, let's call it that, Ingrid, yeah?
Yes, absolutely. And especially the toilet roll, Leslie. I can't stand it if somebody uses the last bit of toilet roll and then leaves an empty roll. What is that all about? Leave the next person hanging. I mean, seriously.
Exactly. And same with like toothpaste. Or I don't know. There's a few things that can definitely bug people, isn't there, in the bathroom, to be fair. So it's a good job to do that little reset every day.
Yeah.
So number one, we've reset our bedroom and now we've gone into our bathroom. Obviously, these two are closely linked because they're all to do with getting up in the morning and getting yourself started, getting yourself washed, dressed, etc. So these are going to be the things that you do first thing in the morning.
Yeah.
Now, the next one is very much going to be dependent on where things are in your house. And whether or not, some people don't get onto this straight away, but if you're going off to work or if you're going out to drop the kids off at school, quite often people will like to start their day off with a load of laundry. It's good to kind of hit that ground running. Now, some people do not need to do a load of laundry every day, but if you've got a larger family, then it's good practice to at least think about doing a load of laundry every day. You might go look at the laundry and think, you know what? I've only got half a load. I'll wait till tomorrow. I'll wait till a couple of days out. But evaluate and keep on top of your laundry. Look at where do I need to put a load on to keep things moving forward. It's all about that throughput, isn't it, with laundry? Now, my laundry room is upstairs in my house, and so it makes sense for me to reset my bedroom, reset my bathroom, and before I've even gone downstairs to put a load of laundry in. Now, a lot of people be like, yeah, but I want to have my breakfast, I want to have my cup of tea, and that's absolutely fine. For me, I'd rather get those things out of the way and then start my day as soon as I go downstairs. Very much depends. You don't have to do these things in the order that we're saying them at all. But at some point during the course of the morning, before you set to and start your daily work, whatever that might be, whether it's at house, whether it's with kids, whether it's at school, whatever, then really think about these things first thing in the morning before you get started. Laundry is definitely a non-negotiable for me. Ingrid, what about you?
Absolutely. Every day. So my washing machine is downstairs in my kitchen. So by the time I've reset my bedroom and reset my bathroom, and the last thing I do is just grab a load of laundry from my laundry baskets, which are in my bathroom, and then I walk downstairs with the laundry basket and go, right, before I do anything else, I put a load of laundry on, because then that's already going while I'm kind of doing other things. So for me, it makes really sense. We're a family of 4. I'm looking at about 5-6 loads of laundry every week. So I want to do that Monday to Friday as much as possible, so I don't have to do that over the weekend. So for me, it's a non-negotiable every day to get a load of laundry in.
Now we're talking a little bit about non-negotiables, Ingrid. I mean, perhaps we need to explain a little bit more about what we mean by that. We think it's really, really important to do these things so that they become habits. Once things become habits, you no longer think about them. You just do them without thinking, which is really, really important. And then it doesn't become a chore. And I think so. I don't even think about it. I'm like a complete zombie first thing in the morning until I've had a coffee, till I've had my breakfast. I'm completely useless. But I can find it inside me to make my bed in a very kind of like, yeah, I've got to make my bed, got to do the thingy, got to move the loo roll, got to put the laundry in. It is very much like that. And it literally takes me 10 minutes to do all the things that we've mentioned so far. And that really sets me up for the day. So when we say non-negotiable, you absolutely have to do those things. And the non-negotiables are going to be very, very different depending on the makeup of your family and the makeup of your household as well. So really think about these things becoming non-negotiables. So we've done the bedroom, we've done the bathroom, we've put a load of laundry on. What's next up in the morning, Ingrid?
The next thing, which is handy because we're in the kitchen anyway, we need to make sure our kitchen is going to be a nice place to be in for the day. And that does mean doing a couple of bits. So I load my load of laundry and then I'm like, right, okay, how is this kitchen looking? What's going on? Because I'm going to have breakfast in a few minutes. Can I tidy up first, or I'm going to have breakfast first and then do a little bit of a tidy? How about you, Leslie?
Yeah, well, I'll have my breakfast first and then tidy up. And there is, because I don't do a reset before I go to bed, there will probably be a few things, a few little cups and plates, maybe from, not from dinner, but maybe from later on, I'd have a cup of tea later on, or maybe a glass of wine or whatever. So there might be a few things on the side that need to go away. So I will come downstairs into my kitchen, grab my breakfast, do whatever I need to do for breakfast, and then I will do my reset. And my reset will be unloading the dishwasher, or doing the washing up if you haven't got a dishwasher, unloading it, loading it back up again, or starting to load it up for the day, starting to put those things in, making sure those work surfaces are clean, making sure things that shouldn't be in the kitchen are out of the kitchen. So those are the kind of things that I do in a kitchen reset. My bigger kitchen reset comes probably in the evening, and we're going to talk about that later. But at the morning, we'll keep it simple. unload the dishwasher, load the dishwasher, wipe the surfaces down. And that's about as far as I get with my morning reset in the
Yeah.
kitchen.
Yeah, I know. I always try to also actually tidy away all the breakfast dishes, put
Yeah.
away the Weetabix back in the cupboard, the milk back in the fridge. Things kind of got left out because we're all having breakfast at different times in the morning. So I'm normally the last one in the morning. I'm not a great morning person, I'm not gonna lie. So I'm normally the last one. So I kind of make sure by the time I'm done, everything is taking over, and we can then get ready for doing a lunch later that afternoon and getting a coffee, and everything is kind of tidy and ready to go.
Okay, so we are firing on all cylinders now, aren't we, Ingrid? We've reset the bedroom, we've reset the bathroom, we've got laundry, and we've got the kitchen sorted, and we're ready for the day. So now we need to think about, what is our day going to look like? So now is the time potentially, however your day looks, to write some kind of list or to think about a list. It might be something that you do digitally, it might be something that you do on paper, it might be something that you do in your head. But you need to think about what your list is, what your chores are going to be for that day. So you've got some kind of plan. So it doesn't need to be an elaborate list, but you just need to have an idea. Really think and frame your day. Super important to do that first thing in the morning. So Ingrid loves a list, and so let me let her talk about a list, because she does absolutely love a list.
Yeah, I do, and I think this is not a list with 25 things that need to happen all around the house and all the maintenance jobs and all the cleaning jobs. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking here about, let's have a quick look in the calendar. What's going on for today? Oh gosh, yeah, we've got that appointment for the dentist at 4 o'clock. Let me put that on my list that I don't forget that has to happen. Or, oh, an important letter came in over the weekend, or yet in yesterday's post there's a very important crucial phone call that needs to happen, or I need to send some money on the kids' school accounts, or those kind of things, the urgent things that have come up within the day before or in that morning, or you need to phone a friend, or you had a WhatsApp of something that needed to happen. Those are the things. Jot them down quickly so they don't all just start circling around in your house, because then it's like, oh, I've got so much to do. In the end, it's a phone call, it's some money, it's a letter to put in. It's not that much. But when you have to hold on to all of the information in your head, it gets a lot. Write a little list and you can tick off your list as you go along to that day. But this is not the lists of all lists.
I'd like to see how my list goes for today. So it's got eight things on it. So we will see. Yeah. And so a lot of writing my list is about transferring things from the previous day that I didn't do on my list into today's list. So that's also relevant. Transfer yesterday's list into today's list if you've not managed to do it. But it's more about thinking about what you need to do, isn't it? Yeah. So, and that might be, as I say, it might be digital, it might be paper-based, it might be kind of in your head as well. But you just need to have a little think about the kinds of things that you want to accomplish that day to frame your day. Super important. And I think connected to that as well, Ingrid, is thinking about what the latter part of the day looks like. Yeah. So think about what's for dinner. Have we thought about that? Have we got something planned? Have I thought about that the weekend? Have I meal prepped? Or do I need to get something out of the freezer? What is going to happen when I get to 5 o'clock tonight? If I've got to cook for my family, cook for myself, have I got shopping in? So think about that, because that might also end up on your to-do list. So I need to pop to the shops and get some bread or some milk or some tomatoes or whatever that might be. Yeah. So really have an initial think about, what am I going to do this evening when my day is done and I need to cook dinner? Yeah. So meal planning is definitely part of our 10 things that we need to do every day, isn't it, Ingrid? Crucial,
because a lot of times when we're getting more organized with our meal planning and our food shopping, we do put stuff in the freezer, and you don't want to at 5 to 6 suddenly go, oh, I should have defrosted that. I mean, yes, you can defrost it in a microwave or in a bucket of water, but it's just another job that you could have avoided if you in the morning thought, okay, it's going to be rice or noodles tonight for dinner. I need to get the chicken from the freezer, and then you're done. Just take it out, put it in the fridge, ready you are. So you start to think ahead a little bit about what's happening instead of having to decide at 5 to 6 what is for dinner that evening. And then because things start to run late then, and it's just nice to have just a plan in place.
Yeah, it's all about that feeling of being in control, isn't it, Ingrid? And I think if you start off your day right with all of these things, resetting your house, thinking about a list, thinking about a meal, then you really do set that day off to a good start.
Yeah.
So everything that we've spoken about so far, out of our 10 things, we've done 6 so far, and they are mostly in the morning. And so we are going to go now for a little break, and we're going to talk about what you might do later in the day.
Just a little break from this episode to remind you that our promotional pricing for the Reset Your Home Challenge ends tonight at midnight UK time. Don't miss out on your chance to get our annual membership for $349 instead of $399. All the details and information is on members.declutterhub.com.
So, Ingrid, we are back, and we are now going to talk about things that you need to do later in the day. So let's go with number 7 on our list.
Yes, it is definitely keeping on top of your washing up or your dishwasher. So you have emptied your dishwasher in the morning and you probably loaded up the breakfast dishes in there. But throughout the day, you make yourself a cup of tea, you make yourself a sandwich, you have a little snack, you might have some salad, I don't know. But dirty dishes just seem to appear out of nowhere, don't they? It's like, wow, 5 minutes ago everything was just clean and tidy. What happened here? So what's really important is throughout the day just to put a couple of those things in the dishwasher so your kitchen keeps feeling nice and tidy. And also when it's nice and tidy, people around you might be a bit more inclined to put something in the dishwasher instead of leaving it on the side. That's what we hope for, don't we, Leslie?
Hope is absolutely the right word, the amount of stuff that gets piled up. But let's not go there. Let's not do a family shaming podcast. Let's just be calm and say that, yes, if we start to put things in the dishwasher, everybody else will do exactly the same thing instead of leaving them piled up at the sink. Let's think that and hope that for 2022. But anyway, I think, Ingrid, the important thing that you said was about keep on top of your dishwasher, because of course, or washing up as the case may be, that's going to be very different depending on the makeup of your family. So if it's just you at home, you're going to get away with loading your dishwasher once a day, maybe even 2 or 3 days without actually putting your dishwasher on. Or you might think, it's not worth putting the dishwasher on, I'm just going to do the washing up. But if you've got a big family, you might have to put 3 loads of dishwasher on during the course of the day. So what we're talking about is keeping on top of it, whatever it looks like. That's the important thing, isn't it, Ingrid?
Yeah, definitely. And I think that helps as well. And I think if you feel that you're forever loading and unloading the dishwasher and it's something your dishwasher runs 3 times a day when you're a family of 4, look at how many plates and cups you're using. Do you grab a new cup every time you make yourself a cup of coffee or tea? I mean, that is going to really pile up the dishes. And if you absolutely loathe loading and unloading the dishwasher, you might think to yourself, I'm going to be clever here. I'm going to use the same glass and the same cup all day. And kind of maybe also urge family members to do the same, because otherwise that's going to be a chore that keeps coming back all the time. And it's already something that we have to do daily. So very important to stay on top of that, because it will save you so much hassle later. Because as soon as you start to run out of things, it's like, oh yeah, we haven't unloaded the dishwasher yet, then it gets really annoying. Well, if you are ahead of that, it really helps you with the smooth running of your day.
See, it's an interesting one, Ingrid, now, because you have talked about this before in the podcast, and I'm not sure. I do agree with you about the cups and using the same cup all day, but I don't do it because I quite like getting a new cup. I don't really like a dirty cup. I don't know, really. I'm with you because I think that would save loads of time, but actually the reality is I use a new cup every time I get a cup of tea or coffee during the day.
Yeah, but Leslie, I've got my favorite. I'm going to show this here. So if you're on YouTube watching, I'm going to show. This is my favorite. It's like brilliant. It's my favorite coffee cup. It's actually from the Isle of Wight, when I visited the Isle of Wight, and it's got Osborne House on it. It's beautiful. And it's like the perfect size. So this cup is like my favorite cup.
Yeah, but what happens if you have more than, you know what I mean? What happens if you didn't have a favourite cup and you had 10 that were the right size and they were all a matching set?
Yeah, but still, I just don't want to run my dishwasher all the time.
Yeah, I know. So when you say use the same cup all day, Do you wash it in between?
Yeah, I'll give it a quick rinse and then I do the next coffee in it. Because I had a couple of cups of coffee. And then, of course, I have a cup of tea in the afternoon in a glass, not in a mug. So I have a glass for my tea. And then, of course, I've got a
What do you
normal.
mean? What do you mean you have a cup of tea in a glass? Is
Yes.
that like a Dutch thing?
Yeah.
Oh, a cup of tea. If anybody gave me a cup of tea in a glass, I would literally send it
Yeah,
back.
but not a long
What is
drink.
wrong? You've been here for years. Why are you still drinking tea out of a glass? Are you mad?
Yeah, but it's like a tea glass. So it's not like a normal long drink. It's like a tea glass that you drink tea in. So I cannot, I just really think it's strange that people drink tea from a mug.
I know you do. Well, I think it's strange that you drink tea from a glass, let me tell you. But anyway, we'll beg to differ.
But anyway, let's. So, and of course, I've got my squash in like a normal long drink. So I use about, on average, 3 glasses per day.
I'm surprised you're not drinking your squash in a ceramic mug. Like, you know what I mean? If you drink your tea in a glass, why are you drinking your squash not in a mug? Honestly, the whole things. And when you get a coffee in a glass, that's even worse for me. You know,
Yeah,
you get
that's true.
like a latte in a glass. It's like, why do I want to get a latte in a glass? But anyway, let's not get bogged down with the cup and the glass situation.
Exactly. What the point is, keep on top of your washing up your dishwasher. That was the whole point about this before we got sidetracked about talking about tea and coffees. But anyway, so yes, keep on top of it is really, really important. Leslie, what else do we need to do?
I think it's really important to deal with the post as it comes in during the day. So most of us get a daily delivery of post somewhere. It might be in a mailbox at the end of your drive. It might be going through your front door. It might be wherever your post comes in. So it's really important to keep on top of that post. And by keep on top of it, I don't mean take it and action it and do what you need to do. I mean, take it to wherever your recycling bins are, open the mail, see what's inside, discard all the stuff that you don't need, envelopes, terms and conditions, all that junk mail that we don't need that can go straight into your recycling bin. Have a cursory glance over it to see if there's anything that's urgent, which I'm pretty sure that there won't be, because very rarely are things urgent that come through the post these days, and put the rest into an in tray, into an area of your home where you know you're going to tackle it later, probably once a week, sometimes even once a fortnight is okay as well. But it's really important to get rid of stuff that you don't need, so you're dealing with much less. Very, very important. And if you can keep on top of that on a daily basis, it makes sure that pile of paper by the hall, behind in the porch, in your mailbox itself, doesn't start piling up and becoming unwieldy.
Yeah, I think this is absolutely crucial, managing this daily inflow or every other day of inflow of paperwork. If you can just do this takes, honestly, this takes 30 seconds going through the kind of the things, getting the leaflets out, doing that, and it will save you so much aggravation and work later. Really, really important to look at that post daily.
So now we're getting to evening time, aren't we, Ingrid? And, you know, we've kept on top of things during the course of the day with the dishwasher and the cups of the glasses of tea or whatever, what ridiculous thing it was that you said. But anyway, but it's time to reset our kitchen. So we probably had dinner. Most of us will have dinner sometime between 5 o'clock and 8 o'clock. And so we need to make sure that obviously we clear up after dinner and then we reset our kitchen in the evening as well. So do that reset in an evening. And in an evening in my house, the reset is a little bit longer. So I will sweep the floor. I'll make sure the recycling bins are emptied. And so there's a little bit more that goes into my evening kitchen reset than goes into my morning kitchen reset. So really important to keep things fresh, keep things going and keep things reset. So I do an evening reset. Straight after dinner is when I do my evening reset. Some people like to do their kitchen reset before they go to bed as well. And as I've already mentioned, I don't do anything just before I go to bed. I typically do it after dinner, and that's when I kind of stop my chores for the day, if that makes sense. But some people might have done that just before they go to bed. And so think about your kitchen evening reset. You might do 2. Some people do 1 after dinner and before they go to bed as well. So think about what's non-negotiable for you and what you're going to do and when are you going to do it.
Yeah, I think it's for me as well. Same here. Finish uploading the dishwasher, turning that on, kids need to put the recycling in the bins. If the floor needs a sweep, that gets done. I always try to also, if I've been cooking, make sure that my hob is clean, or my stove, or whatever word you use for it. So I kind of give that a quick wipe with a microfiber cloth, just to make sure it all looks nice and tidy. The sides get a wipe, the kitchen table gets a wipe. So everything is done and dusted. And I think it just really feels nice. And I do that straight after dinner. So after dinner, the plates go in, the pots and pans get washed, everything gets put away immediately. So I don't even walk out of the kitchen before that's done. And I think, again, that's one of those daily habits that's really helped me to keep my house tidy and ticking over. And yes, I agree with you. It takes a little bit longer. It's not as quick as in the morning, but I think it really helps, that whole sense of feeling good, like, okay, that's done. I can now do something else, whatever that may be.
Yeah, so your morning reset is more about setting yourself up for the day, isn't it? Setting yourself up for action during the day, let's call it, or chores or work or whatever that looks like. And your evening reset for me is all about resetting for relaxation. It's all about, that's my house chores done for today. Now I can relax, sit down, watch TV, go out, whatever you want to do. And so I think it's a kind of different mindset that comes with an evening reset than a morning reset, isn't it? And I think the last one on our list that we wanted to talk about was a living room, lounge, family room, whatever you call it. You need to do a little reset in there as well at some point during the day, evening, normally before you go to bed as well. Yeah. So for me, I don't have loads of stuff in my lounge. I might have a few cups around that I've been using. I do love a throw. So me and my daughter sit under the blanket all the time. And so I tidy up the blanket every night. If I've got shoes that I've taken off by the sofa, I'll make sure those are put away. If anything's gone in there that shouldn't be in there, I'll make sure it goes into I have a basket by the stairs. It doesn't necessarily go away, but it will go into the basket if it needs to go into a different room. So things like that. So make sure that you do a reset of your living room. If you've got a family, if you've got young children, your living room reset is probably going to take a lot longer, because you might have toys to tidy away, books to tidy away. If you're working in your living room or lounge, if you're working from home, then again, you've got kind of office things and paperwork that needs to get sorted out. So mine is quite speedy because I've got different rooms for other things. But if your living room is absolutely the hub of the home, then your living room reset is going to take potentially a little while longer.
Yeah. I think it's all about, I do the same right before I go to bed. That's when I kind of make sure that all the chairs are tucked in nicely around the table, that my cushions are nice on my sofa, that the dirty glasses are in the kitchen ready for the next morning to go in the dishwasher, and all of those things. It just feels like it just feels neater and tidier than to come downstairs the next morning and go, okay, right, we can start this day again, and not have all the kind of detritus from the evening before still lying about. So I do the same thing as you, Leslie.
So 10 things that you need to do in your house every day. Sounds quite straightforward, but honestly, a lot of people miss a number of these out. And what happens then is things start to become more chaotic, things start to become more cluttered, things haven't been put away, things are outstanding from the previous day. And that's when we start to feel a little bit out of control and a little bit chaotic. And so it's so important to spend the time to work out what your non-negotiables are, what your resets need to be, what are you going to do every day, so that you just do little and often. And all of a sudden, these non-negotiables will become habit. And then you don't need to think about them anymore. They just happen as a matter of course. It's just part of your everyday. It doesn't become this huge chore that we all dread.
I do love a 10 Things podcast, Leslie. I like it. I think it's because I like lists. We're like, yes, we've ticked them all off now. We've discussed everything we wanted to. So yeah, brilliant. So I think that's it for this podcast, isn't it, Leslie?
It is, absolutely. 10 things. 10 things to do every day in your house. Done.
Well, next week we hope to see you back. We are going to talk about, should you buy in bulk? So that's next week's podcast topic. So we look forward to seeing you then. Thanks so much for listening. Or if you're in YouTube, thanks for watching. And we'll see you soon.
Thanks so much for listening to the Declutter Hub podcast. Don't forget to subscribe to us in your podcast player so you don't miss an episode, and we'll see you next week.